I picked up something you might be interested in. What's happening, darling? Actually, yes, I do. Here you are. Stay safe, darling.
Need some work done? Hey, what can I do for you? Sure, have at it.
Hey, Dad. Want to hear a joke?
I have things for you.
Hey, got anything you need to offload? Trade Authority is always... I'm sure you can find something you like. Okay, no problem. I'm sure you can find something you like. I would try to viewport. It'll be on your left once you get into the plaza.
Ah, if it isn't my favorite part-time security officer. Crime has slowed down since you started helping out, which is good for morale. Yep. Something just came in. Scuffle over at the Dawn's Roost. Security on site handled it, but now one of them is saying the other guy stole his wedding ring. Problem is, he left without identifying the perp, so I need you to talk to Royce Elgin at the Dawn's Roost. See if you can fill in the gaps. Thank you, Captain. Always appreciate it when you lend a hand. Let me know when the matter's resolved. See you later.
All of our signature there is simply no parallel to the food you will find here. One taste, and I'm sure you'll agree.
Remember the Prism surprise?
A most unfortunate incident, complicated by the fact that both parties were inebriated. While I wasn't privy to the entire argument, Hugo and Octavio had been dining here together for quite some time. So, it was surprising to see them at each other's throats. I wasn't witness to any theft, and both men were wearing rings, if I recall correctly. Oh, yes, quite often. They had a usual table over in the far corner, with all the traditional accoutrements. Music, candles, wine. You see where I'm going with this. But this time the two had barely sat down before the argument got heated. Thankfully, security stepped in before anyone got hurt. Well, the one who stayed with UC Security, Octavio, is a shorter man, handsome and refined. His favorite menu item is the Saint, I believe. The other, Hugo Fournier, is a tall, slender gentleman with a French accent. Excellent tipper, well-mannered, but a bit hot-tempered. I assume that would be the slender gentleman, Hugo Fournier. He was the one who excused himself after UC Security arrived. I believe he lives in Athena Tower, although he may be checking out soon. But I would start there.
enjoy the rest of your day.
By the way, Captain, search I've heard some hostile camps were wiped out.
Yes, what? Oh, I can't believe that Octavio. That liar, that manipulator, that... That lying, cheating, foul piece of Dawn Glider dropping. If I had my way, I'd tie him to the back of a ship and jump it right into the nearest star. 5 years we were together, half a decade! And he threw it all away for that waiter. It was supposed to be a romantic dinner, our last before we pledged our lives to each other. But an hour before, I decided to do some cleaning to calm my nerves. I picked up a pair of pants he left on the floor, and out falls a napkin from the Dawn's Roost with a number written on the back. To think he had the audacity to schedule a date with me at the same restaurant? I was livid! Still, I went to the date and held it together just long enough for the waiter to serve us, then I went off! Not just dating, betrothed. And I have the engagement ring to prove it. No, there are some things in life that cannot be repaired. Cheating is his way of saying, I don't love you. And without love, what's the point? He would say that, but as far as I'm concerned, it's my property. He gifted it to me when he proposed. It's not his to return. All right, but I'm leaving this city as soon as I can calm myself down.
I do hope you are enjoying your time in New Atlantis. The Dawn's Roost represents the highest quality, from the ingredients to the decor. No expense is spared. Anyone who has sampled our offerings will assure you it is all worth it. Right away. Thank you for coming in.
I need to cut back on the booze. Not 20 anymore.
As soon as my assistant finishes packing my things, I'm taking the first tram to the spaceport. No, there are some things. Cheating is his way of... He would say that, but as far as I'm concerned, he gifted it to me when he proposed. It's not his to return. I'm glad you could see reason. This ring is going to fund a very long vacation across the settled systems. Maybe I'll even take pictures.
I don't want to waste my time struggling to get to middle management.
Good for you.
After that business with the Terramorph. How can I help you, Captain? Ah, perfect. Did you manage to get the ring back? Ugh. Really? I should have known this was a waste of time the moment I laid eyes on that drunk. That's on me. Without saying names, there are some people in this city who treat us like their personal security service. But you know how it goes. Sometimes we protect, other times we serve. Either way, I'm still going to pay you for your time. Here, take this. It's well deserved. I'm starting to run out of credits to give you. I do. Thanks to you, the spaceport is up and running again, which is good for commerce, but also for smugglers. We've received a tip that someone has been bringing in contraband into New Atlantis through the spaceport, and we need to investigate. Great. First, speak to one of the technicians over by Landing Pad B. Ask them if they've noticed any suspicious activity. Once you've gotten a lead, cross-reference their testimony with ship records over at Aegis. When you're done, report back to me with your findings. See you later, Captain.
Can't say I have. When you work a job like this, you... Look, I'm just a port worker. My whole life would fit into one of these boxes. I've got nothing to hide. Now, if you don't mind, I got work to do. And if you do mind, tough. Howdy.
Can I help you? It's about time. I've been telling my supervisor about that cargo ship for ages. I'm beginning to think he was ignoring me. That's the problem. I don't really look at the ship names when I work, just the ID number granted for clearance. I think it was UC576B. I do know it's a cargo class transport, if that helps. It's the way the crew handled the cargo. They were being way too delicate. The manifest said they were carrying potatoes, spuds. I don't know what was in those crates, but it certainly wasn't that. Gotta go.
You will be scanned as you enter the city. Okay.
We should push for more genetic diversity in our crops. I'd hate it if a single disease could wipe them all out.
You might want to rethink that.
It's not it's I've got friends who fought in the colony war after all.
Chunks will take years off your life, I'm telling you.
The fewer people there are thinking about. I hope you're not here to report something. If you are, it means you've seen far too much. That I do, Captain. Sergeant Yumi said you'd be coming to pick it up. You've got good timing, too. I actually have a friend on a classified star station who sent me this list of potential smugglers the other day. Here you are. Given I owe you for the last job, I hope it serves some use. Yep. Every ship on that list has a route that goes through New Atlantis. Not surprising, given we're the biggest port in town. And if they're smuggling stuff there, you can bet your ass they're smuggling stuff here. Keep your eyes open.
How's the investigation going? Found those smugglers yet? Is that right? Do you know the name by any chance? Let me know if you have any questions. How's the investigation going? No. Is that right? Do you know Captain Enjai's ship? I think you might have hit the mark here. You had reports of their crew being less than professional on several occasions. Still, being a little rough around the edges isn't exactly a crime. Are you sure it's the right ship? Then the next step is searching their cargo for any smuggled contraband. And, as luck would have it, I believe the Anansi has already arrived at landing pad B. I'll make the call to have the ship detained until further notice. Your job is to board the ship, locate any illicit goods, and return them here. And if any of the crew puts up a fight, I trust you know what to do. Good luck.
Have a nice day now.
I need to move on.
You with UC Security? My suggestion? You turn around and pretend you saw nothing.
Looking for something? What now? Well, it looks like you got me, officer. I guess this means my potato shipping days are numbered. But maybe you'd be willing to give a first-time offender a slap on the carpal bone. I don't suppose you're interested in a deal? You do have a point. The penalty for smuggling contraband may be steep in New Atlantis, but it isn't death. And how bad can the prisons be anyway? Compared to Aquila City, probably like staying at a resort. Fine, take it. Do what you have to.
This isn't over.
Picked up something you might be interested in.
propaganda as you enter the city. Okay.
How's the investigation going? No major hiccups, I hope? Good work. Did you find anything? Very well done, Captain. Time and time again, you come through for us. Initially, I felt bad for having someone of your rank doing security, but frankly, you're worth the guilt. In any case, I'll have a team move the ship off the landing pad and do a full sweep. Make sure there's no other surprises on board. Oh, and before I forget, your payment. It's well deserved. Crime is down, Ruku. Good timing. We just got word of a disturbance over by the Nat in the Embassy District. A vandal, it seems. I've already dispatched an officer to the site, but they probably could use some support. Talk to the officer, get an update, and interview any witnesses involved. Thank you. Normally, I wouldn't waste your time with this, Captain, but a functionary over at MAST reported the crime. He'll be thrilled to know that a captain of the Vanguard is on the case. Take care.
Nothing worse than having two witnesses with conflicting stories. And you're certain that's what you saw?
Oh, yeah. He was wearing a flannel shirt underneath a trucker jacket.
It doesn't match the description from the functionary. And you said he was running away from the tram?
That's right. Oh, and he was carrying a book, A Tale of Two Cities.
Okay, just hold that thought one moment, sir. I need to speak with the captain.
Sure. There's a reward for this, right? Information leading to the capture?
Sir, just give me a moment with the captain, please. Thanks for taking this case, Captain. I realize your time is limited. Thanks, Captain. To be honest, I'm a little starstruck, but I'll do my best to keep things professional. This was supposed to be a simple case. We got an attempted vandalism, a knocked-over bin, and a witness who called in to ID the suspect. We were about to head down to the well to apprehend the guy when this new witness comes forward with additional info. Just one problem. His story conflicts with the functionaries. Yes, Captain. I was the one who took the call and reported it to Sergeant Yumi. Normally, we don't give this much weight to tipsters, but when it's a masked official, we tend to take them at their word. He said it was some kid from the well. According to him, the vandal ran to the tram, knocked over the bin, and took the net to the spaceport. He also said he recognized the kid's face. ID'd him from security records and everything. Kid's name was, Tahir something. Sorry, Captain, I'm still new to this. I have it written down somewhere. Well, we got two witnesses with conflicting stories, so I'd like to go interview Functionary Gershon in person. Their office is at MAST, in the Interstellar Affairs Department. Affirmative. And as the higher-ranking officer, I'll let you take the lead, Captain.
Ah, Captain. Can I just say, it's a pleasure to meet the hero who stopped the Terramorph invasion. And Officer Markkanen, was it? I see you're here as well. Is there something the matter?
We just need to go over your testimony again.
I apologize, but I can't right now. I have an important meeting I need to attend. But I'd be happy to stop by UC Security later and speak with your sergeant. Thank you for being so accommodating. Your reputation precedes you, Captain. While I must be going, since you're here, I do have something to help you solve this case. I encourage the both of you to check the information on my personal computer. I have written a detailed description of the vandal, Wantahir Vala, a known criminal who resides in the well. It should have everything you need to apprehend the thief. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Hey. Well, Captain, what do you think? Is what the functionary said true? Is this kid from the well our vandal? All right. Take all the time you need. We can go back to the other witness, or you can check the functionary's terminal. Maybe he left some other notes lying around his desk, too. He did say we were free to poke around.
Yes?
Well, Captain, what do you think? Is what the functionary said true? Is this kid from the well our vandal? You sure, Captain? I get we got conflicting testimonies, but the witness at the tram wasn't exactly reliable. If not the kid, then who? What? Really? Do you have proof? Okay, Captain. I don't know if it'll be enough, but I trust your instincts here. And if the functionary's the perp, that means he not only committed the crime, but tried to frame the kid. If I can speak frankly, Captain, that really, really pisses me off. The functionary said he was going to chat with Sergeant Yumi, right? Let's head back to UC Security and see if we can't give him what he deserves.
I watch a lot of true crime movies. Am I getting paid for this? Yeah, not every day you see one of those. So I got curious and took a peek. It was A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. My guess, he was using it as some sort of cover. Like, he gets you thinking he's some kind of brainiac and UC Security turns their heads. Then out of nowhere, bam, crime time. I've watched a ton of detective serials, so I know what I'm talking about. Oh, sure. Yeah. So I'm riding the tram to Mast, and there was this working class guy sitting next to me. Trucker jacket, flannel shirt, the works. Now, you'd think if you're about to commit a crime, you'd be a little less conspicuous, right? Try to, I don't know, blend in, whatever. Anyway, I figure he's going to the spaceport to haul cargo or something. But instead, he gets off at the same stop. Now I'm really curious, but before I can ask him where he's going, he pulls out a can of spray paint and starts tagging away. So I yelled at him to stop, and that's when he bolted. I hate to break it to you, but some of us have jobs we need to go to. Besides, there were at least like 10 other people that saw him, so sue me for being a little late with my civic duty. Right, back to it.
Ah, my day just got a whole lot brighter.
Captain, there you are. I just finished giving a
Ah,
statement
Captain.
to Sergeant Yu.
Functionary Gershon was just giving me his full statement.
It's mostly repeating the documentation on my computer. I trust that was sufficient enough to make an arrest? To me? Don't be absurd, Captain. Surely this is a joke.
Functionary Gershon, you're under arrest for vandalizing the tram and an attempted frame-up. Depending on what you told the sergeant, we can probably add false testimony to the list.
Hold on. First off, these are very serious accusations, Captain. Are you sure you want to go down this road? More importantly, do you have any proof? Now, that is pretty damning. Old Earth books are very hard to come by. The odds of this witness naming that exact book and the functionary owning said book, that's a long shot. Unless, of course, he's the perp. I see. If you vouch for his innocence, that does hold a lot of weight. I've gotten that sense myself at times. Most of his reports are complaints about that sector. Well, I've heard all I needed to hear. Functionary, do you have anything to say for yourself?
If you think I'm going to let you bring up these trumped-up charges...
That's enough. Officer Markkinen, please escort the functionary to the holding area.
I will not take this accusation lying down, of that I can assure you. You can't do this! Your proof is circumstantial at best!
Don't worry, functionary. We're not putting you in jail quite yet. Unlike some people, we respect the rule of law.
You'll be hearing from my lawyer, Sergeant. Expect to be demoted to desk duty by week's end.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see, won't we? Now, that was a shock. Next time, give me some warning before telling me my star witness is the one who committed the crime. Yeah, I know. I was just giving you a hard time. Your timing was actually perfect. Saved me a trip to Mast. Anyway, good work on this case. Functionary Gershon may talk tough, but I know his type. It won't take long for him to crack. And hopefully, that means the end of his obsession with the well. And, speaking of endings, I was going to mention this earlier, but I didn't want things to turn all sentimental in the middle of your investigation. With all the new recruits as of late, our staffing problems are no longer an issue. Which means we've exhausted our need for a part-time security officer. Likewise, Captain. We have your position filled, but not your shoes. On behalf of the entire UC Security Department, I wish you the best of luck with the Vanguard and your future missions. And if you ever need to talk or reminisce about the beat, I'll be here.